You need to get brutally rejected. Understand the main reason why people become complacent and stagnant and being alone for the rest of their lives is because they fear rejection. To most men, their fragile egos hold them back from actually growing. They hold them back from putting themselves out there. A brutal rejection would destroy some men. But the truth is, getting brutally rejected is the best thing that can happen to you. Once you get used to rejection, understand it won't affect you as much. Understand that no man is immune to rejection. Everybody gets rejected. Even the best in the dating game that go out in cold approach, their close rate is about 1 out of 10. I can vouch for that myself. One time, years ago, I was out with my friends. I saw a good looking girl. I went up to her. I started talking to her. Mind you, I had no game. I didn't know the structure of cold approach. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to actually have direction in the cold approach. I didn't know how to convert that cold approach into a date. But I went and I approached this girl in an indirect sense. Now, at the time, I was an incompetent man. What happened is that girl's friend went over to my friends and said, "My friend is not interested in your friend." Now, this is something that would destroy most men. And at the time, I felt a feeling of anger. But this was actually the biggest blessing in disguise. Brutal rejections like this will make you the 1% man. Getting used to getting rejected like this is the biggest blessing in disguise. These kind of brutal rejections will help you overcome the fear of rejection itself. A simple no or a girl ignoring you means nothing compared to these kind of brutal rejections. As soon as you can dip your toes in the water and jump into the pool and get exposed to these brutal rejections, you'll realize there's really no risk. The only risk is to your ego. But so long as you keep pushing, eventually you will not get rejected. Dating is partially a numbers game. I was brutally rejected enough times years ago to learn that I did not know what to do. I had to learn what to do. I had to make countless mistakes, but I got to a point where I was excited. I was excited to talk to new hot girls. I was excited on what the outcome could be. I completely disconnected myself from the potential output that would result from my inputs. It meant nothing to me. This is the most liberating feeling you can feel socially as a man. Going through enough of these brutal rejections, which are inevitable to some degree if you're putting in enough numbers, is the best thing you can do for yourself in terms of your dating life. You'll get to the point where you no longer fear rejection and you'll go up to any girl you want and you will disconnect yourself from the potential outcome of you initiating these interactions. This is the essence of social freedom. You are no longer scared of what's going to happen. You will do everything in your control. But you need to rip off the Band-Aid. You need to get to the point where you're putting yourself out there so much that these brutal rejections need to occur. Do your future self a favor.